What's up, guys? It's Rey-Jay back with another video. And this one I want to very briefly talk about Tsla SPY and the QQQ. Just know that I am not a financial planner, so take nothing I say as financial advice whatsoever. And also, if you guys can, please check out my Moomoo link. If you deposit $100, you're guaranteed 5 free stocks. If you deposit $1,000, you're guaranteed 15 in total, not to mention 8.1% APY on uninvested cash. The offer ends in just one day. Anyways, let's talk about what's happening right now. So just know that as far as the market's going, guys, I wanted to talk about a big problem that a lot of people have when it comes to trading, and that is not really having that patience to wait for that confirmation to determine what a trend is doing. So there's a saying that goes, right, the trend is your friend, and you should probably follow the trend instead of trying to go against it, because going against it does not always work out. And I say this because a lot of people are asking me the question, is the stock market about to crash? Are we about to see like a very bullish November to get followed by a big rug pull in December? Well, here's the thing you have to know about the markets, okay? Anything is possible. It's always possible that we dump, we pump, we do this and that. But as a trader, you cannot solely trade based off the mentality that everything is possible and think that you'll just get lucky and make money. Instead, here's what you want to do. And this is going to sound very trivial, very simple, but it's one of the most important things I would say when it comes to trends like this. So when you look at SPY's direction on the 4-hour time frame, check this out, guys. The direction for the last couple of days has been up as we're making a higher high, right? We had this low here. We reclaimed support, forming an inverse head and shoulders. This was our reversal signal from the 580s. Then we made a higher high here, higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low. And as we start to break this high, this is your signal. We're going to continue to push. That's another higher high. Now, a lot of people make the mistake, which is that they start shorting SPY, and then they see it go higher, then they start shorting it more. It goes higher, they short it more, and they start losing a boatload of money. They lose so much money doing that. And that's what you have to avoid. You have to be very careful when trying to do that, because what goes up could always go higher. The RSI could be completely overbought, but the market could still go higher. It's very manipulated because of the options chain. These market makers look at the dark pools. They use the dark pools to manipulate the markets, and they look at our 0-day to expiration options. That's the main thing that causes more volatility, because the market makers will try to hedge against certain positions. So here's what you do. Always know what the trend direction tends to be, and it's always good to look for confirmation before turning overly short. Now, if you do take a short position, okay, have a stop loss. And always be prepared for the possibility that, hey, maybe the short's not going to work out because they're going to keep pushing the market higher. So for instance, if you look at the way SPYs move, I'm going to be very simple with this. If I were to trade this right now, I'm not just going to jump into shorts right here, okay? Look at this. It's just breaking out. If you look at the day of Friday, it just kept going and going and going. There was no stop, okay? So don't just jump into shorts randomly. Don't just jump into shorts because you think the market has to dump. You have to wait and see. When you look at the daily chart, we're bullish. Everything about this chart remains bullish. The daily is bullish. The monthly is bullish. Look at the weekly. The weekly is bullish. It's still breaking out. Look at this candlestick. It's very bullish. It's still pushing. This is going to likely try to go a little higher. Even if you look at the monthly is bullish, okay? There's no sign of a true rejection. There's no sign that this is dumping. The monthly looks very strong right now. So are we about to see a Santa rally? Maybe we are. And maybe we just keep going. But I'm just going to tell you this. I'm not going to turn overly short until I see some key things happen. So for example, if you like to short or like play the 20 EMA to catch at least 5-point moves down, that could work. That's like one strategy. It could be based off metrics. So for example, like let's say you're looking at the 4-hour time frame, okay? And we go back for some time. So this is one thing you want to do when you're trading. You want to like kind of look back at the chart, experiment, and notice some trends. So this is like my mentality when going about this. Notice that SPY tends to like to ride above our 20 EMA, but upon this break right over here, this was a signal we're about to dip, and this is when we got a 6-point dip from this break right here. This could have been a good opportunity to short a little bit, get that 5-point move, then come back up. Also right here, right? We were at 570. We dipped all the way down to about 565, another 5-point move before we got bought back up. And once we get bought back up, that's your signal that this is going to be continuing the trend. So now it's riding above our green line here, the 20 EMA. It's riding it, riding it, riding it, bouncing off of it, holding, and then right here it starts breaking. This is your signal. You could start shorting again at this 580 area. Okay, what if you took a short right here? What if this is your confirmation this is breaking? Because when you swing, you're not always going to catch the top. You could have caught a really nice move right here if you tried to short around this area. This is not what I always do, guys. This is just one specific example of how you strategize when it comes to the way that you short. So this 20 EMA breaks here from 582. We dump all the way down to about 574. That's easily an 8-point move you could have caught, right? If you were to short this, right? That's another example. Another example is right here. SPY started dipping right here. We lost our 20 EMA at 580, and we dumped all the way down to 568 right before November starts. So you could have caught a very, very nice move as well right over there. Another pivotal example of how well this could work, right? You could have caught another like 12 to 15 point move from there as well. So then another strategy is like once we reclaim our 20 and 50 EMAs, we return bullish. You could even play this the other way. That's what tends to happen in these cases. So if you look at the 4-hour time frame, check this out, everyone. Okay, this is very important. Right here, we got this break below our 20 EMA at 595. If you had started shorting like upon open right here, when we were at 596 and we started losing the support, that was your opportunity. You could have caught easily a 13-point move to the downside or even like above that, because during open, that's when we hit this low before we started to pivot. That's another example of this panning out very nicely. We reclaimed this. This was our sign that the market's trying to get bought back up. When we were at 590, we did see a moment where we dipped back down to 584 for a 7-point dip, but then we started to consolidate. And then since then, look at the trend. Ever since that time we got that consolidation phase, we've been riding the 20 EMA up, right? So I'm just using this for reference. Where is the sign that SPY is losing our 20 EMA to start another at least 5 to 10 point dip or even above that, right? There's no sign right now. We're just continuing to get bought back up. So if you want to try scalping shorts, it's still a possibility. But if you're trying to swing shorts, you want to be a little bit careful. I could see a bearish divergence developing, and there are some signals that do show that this could turn. But if you were to swing shorts, I'd be careful, right? I'm not saying don't swing short at all. I would say just be very mindful of that. I would if I were to do this, I would keep positions very tiny, and I'd be very patient until I get better confirmation. Then I take bigger trades. So it's kind of like a confidence interval, right? You have a lot more confidence that a move is going to happen, right? There's a higher probability of it happening, so you could bet a little bit more. But if you have less confidence of that, because we haven't really lost our key supports yet, I wouldn't bet too much. I wouldn't just YOLO into shorts. Why is that? Because there is a big lesson to learn if you guys go back to I think the start of this year. If you guys go all the way back, let me show you something crazy, right? All the way back here. Remember November 2023, the market just started this monster rally and it just kept going and going for months. It just kept uptrending nonstop, guys. Completely squeezing shorts, completely squeezing the life out of them and just absolutely running like crazy. So the market's crazy. It's illogical. It has it does crazy things just to completely throw you off your chart, completely throw you off your game. That's what the market's designed to do. It's designed to take money from people who are trying to trade as retail traders and send all that money to Wall Street. Okay, that's what the market's doing. That's why it just keeps going and going and going, and it just tricks so many people. When people are shorting the market so hard, it continues to squeeze. Could the market get a big reversal? Yes, it's a possibility. But right now, there's no sign of it, and the chart remains bullish. So you want to come up with a strategy. Maybe you look at a different EMA. Maybe you're looking at your, a golden cross in the PPO. Different things like that, right? I just gave one example that 20 EMA could be used on the 4-hour time frame to just to see if we're about to see a bigger dip or not. That's one example. Right now, I would say, we haven't really lost that. So based off that strategy, it's not a good time to go heavy on shorts, right? You could short a little bit if you think the market's overbought. Sure. I mean, if you're willing to risk it, but I wouldn't go too heavy. I would wait for confirmation. And then one way to wait for confirmation is based off your signals and based off a rule set that you set. That's one example. You don't have to copy me. You don't have to follow what I'm saying in terms of using the 20 EMA. I'm just giving one example just so that it's very easy to understand, because trading requires a lot of discipline. And if you keep just throwing money in places when the chart does not favor that move, you're going to lose money. If you keep shorting SPY, imagine you start shorting SPY here and here and here at the 595, then you short at 600, then you short at 601, you're just going to keep losing money. All right. That's why you want to be very careful with the way you short. Keep positions very small, manage risks very well, and don't go heavy or heavier until you get bigger confidence, bigger confirmation on the chart of some kind of rejection. Just like right here when SPY started rejecting here, this could also have been like another potential short opportunity depending on the strategy you're using and different indicators. I don't show every single indicator possible. I'm just going over a very select few just to make this very simple to understand. So in this case, there's another stock that's worth mentioning. That's Tesla, right? Tesla's been riding above its 20 EMA very nicely. When we tend to be above it, we tend to push a lot, right? When we tend to reclaim it. And what's happening is Tesla's trying to reclaim its 20 EMA on the 4-hour time frame. There's a cup and handle like structure. This could push higher. That's another possibility. But we need to see confirmation if we manage to hold above this. So it does have upside potential thanks to that. And the QQQ has the same setup, right? The 20 EMA works very nicely on the 4-hour, right? We haven't even lost that. This chart is getting bought back up and holding support, so it still has potential. So I'm just trying to say, guys, I'm going to say this one more time. Be careful with shorting a market that does not want to come down yet. Be careful doing that. If you start shorting at 595, okay, your money starts going down. Let me double down. Then you short at 596, 598, 600, 601. You keep trying. If this thing keeps going up, you're going to start losing a lot of money, guys. And it's very brutal. It's very hard. I understand. And you think you're doing the logical thing because you think the market's overbought, but that's the reason why I'm saying what I'm saying, right? The trend is bullish right now, so I personally would not short this market too hard yet. If you were to try shorting, if you have like another system or something else that suggests maybe, you could try that with, a small sum of money, but I would not double down or go super hard until I get the confidence, bigger confirmation that this thing is going to come down. What confirmation could you use? It depends on what indicators you want to use, what strategy you want to use. Maybe one thing you could look at is the 20 EMA and the 4-hour time frame. I showed you most of the time when we lose it, we do tend to dump at least 5 to 10 points. We haven't done that yet, so I can't be officially super bearish if I were to use that strategy. All right, so in summary, that's what I'm seeing for the markets. Tesla, SPY, the QQQ all look more bullish right now. Make sure you watch your levels very closely. And this is just one example of how I have this like different mindset as a trader. I'm very experimental and I tend to like look at things in a very unbiased manner. So I want to encourage you guys to do the same thing. Look back at the charts, study things, look back at different EMAs, look at different strategies, and just try to see what has worked in the past and what may end up working again in the future. Could the market get some kind of big rug pull? It's always a possibility. But right now, the charts don't show that. That's why I'm going to be managing risks very well. I hope that's as clear as possible. I thank you all so much for listening. I'll be back with another updates tomorrow. Thank you all very much, and peace out.